The United Bodegas of America announced hundreds of bodega workers are now legally licensed to carry concealed guns. The group says this is in an effort to deter deadly crimes from taking place in their stores.
Owners say that they have created the secret society of gun owners because they're now taking their safety into their own hands.
And I applaud them. But why does it take this secret society in order to exercise a constitutional right? What about your average New York resident? Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms, NY certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like channel, like content, what I do here, you can support me with the link. Everything's appreciated. Once again, my PSA for my Connecticut residents. If you plan on getting your Connecticut pistol permit, please get the training completed before July 2024. The state has changed the requirements, making it longer, harder, and more expensive for no other reason than to disincentivize you from getting a permit to then be able to buy a firearm. Also, if you have your permit, watch the expiration date. Don't let it expire. If you do, you're going to have to redo it under the new training requirements. So don't rely on the state to send out that renewal. Let's talk about this. Interesting story coming out of New York City 7 days ago. As bodega owners are now arming themselves at a higher rate. Apparently, I believe there are now 25% of all bodega owners, where right before the pandemic, it was 10%. Now, on its face, I applaud them. Good for you. You are the first line of defense. When that person comes through your door with ill intent in their heart, you are the first line of defense, not 911 and not the responding officers who are 3, 4, 5 minutes away. You are. So I have no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is disparity in how laws are applied in New York, where it's easier for a criminal to carry a gun in the city than it is for the average law-abiding person. But I want to go ahead and give you some more context. So we're going to go ahead and play this clip here. Just go ahead and watch that.
Owners say that they have created the secret society of gun owners because they're now taking their safety into their own hands. Now, this isn't to have a permit to kill, but a permit to defend themselves.
Anyone that's out there looking to rob us, hurt us, kill us, beware, you may be walking into the wrong bodega, because now we have the same firepower you have.
Hundreds of bodega owners in New York City are now legal gun owners. This was nearly a 2-year process, and the United Bodegas of America says it took this long because they wanted to do it safely, legally, and secretly. And the knowledge of which bodega owners carrying a concealed gun will be kept a secret.
You don't want anyone to shoot you before they rob you because they know you have a weapon.
The announcement was made at the UBA headquarters in Inwood, where the courses are held by duly authorized instructors like Johnny Nunez. He's a retired NYPD sergeant and former police academy instructor.
Having a firearm is a defensive tool. It's a defensive tool. It's not an offensive tool to be used when your life or the life of another human being is, and keywords, imminent danger.
The group says its only intended use is to prevent themselves or someone in their store from getting killed. In 2015, Junior Guzman Feliz, the 15-year-old boy who was brutally murdered in the Bronx, sought shelter in a bodega before he was dragged out and killed. Last summer, Jose Alba was working behind the counter of a Harlem bodega when this person aggressively shoved him. Alba fatally stabbed the man in self-defense.
They're not out here to provoke any incidents. We are trained to de-escalate situations, but we are also trained to use a firearm if we have to.
Barbara Moretta has owned a bodega since 2015. She's considering applying for a license through the group.
When they see a woman, they think they can do everything, But if I have my gun, so I think it's better for the store.
And as more bodega owners apply and obtain their permits within this secret society, it will remain a secret society. Reporting in Washington Heights, Michelle Ross, Fox 5 News.
Heard that and you saw that. As I said, I don't have a problem with this, but it shows a massive disparity in how laws are applied. I'm not sure. Now, you heard them talk about their secret society. Basically, it's secret for the sake of the bodega owners, so the people coming in and out of their shops don't know who's armed. I have no problem with that, because like you said, if they know if they have a list of people or owners who are armed, more than likely, if they're the victim of a crime, they're going to get shot first. But I have no issue with it, but other than the fact that New York State this is just a glaring example of New York State making things harder on the average person than on the criminals. It took them 2 years to get this, 2 years for some of these people to get through this process to be able to carry a concealed gun. There's something wrong with that. There's something incredibly wrong with that. But I want to come in here, and Fox Business News article, but New York City bodega owners arming themselves as crime surges, no other option. There really aren't, but 25% of bodega owners in New York City are now armed compared to 10% prior to pandemic. Now, bodega owners are taking the safety in their own hands by applying for gun licenses at an alarming rate to protect themselves and their merchandise. Founder of the Bodega and Small Business Group Association, Frank Mart, has discussed the growing trend and why grocers are depending on their Second Amendment rights as thieves target their storefronts. We are not safe, Mart told Fox and Friends host Carly Shimkus on Monday. We don't have the protection that we need. We understand that the police department, that they cannot be assisting when we are having so much problems, so we need to protect. Over the past year, the United Bodegas of America and the Bodega and Small Business Group helped facilitate 230 gun license applications as business owners remain concerned about how crime in their neighborhood could impact their ability to do business. A quarter of bodega owners are now armed in comparison to just 10% prior to the pandemic, according to the National Supermarket Association. Marte said he had to call 911 in recent weeks for other stores that could not get a police response for 30 minutes. Well, you can blame the defund the police movement on that. You know, if you're a police officer and somebody calls and says there's some incident in my store, I show up, I try to arrest the person, something happens to that person in the course of that arrest, and next thing you know, I'm in prison getting stabbed. You know, it's hard for me to point a finger at the police. I point the finger at the defund the police movement and those who supported it. But he argued the issue is costing business owners money and urged the city's police department to bolster support as their public safety concerns loom. Well, according to some people, insurance will pay for it, so don't worry about it. Not even understanding how business insurance works. But we are losing so much money on shoplifting and we don't have the support that we need, Mark said. And we pay for that. We pay taxes to have the protection of the city, and the state supported to offer the protection to the community and the store owners, and we are now facing that kind of problem. We need more support from the NYPD, but since we are not getting that, we've been getting armed ourselves. He continued, we have to protect our store and stuff because we don't have other option to do. But he goes on to blame elected officials, and a lot of it is their fault. Soft on crime policies have been a nightmare for these cities. But let's go ahead and come on out of here. Now, as I said, I had no problem with it. Good for them. You are the first line of defense. Just that this story shows a disparity in New York City's gun laws. Criminals have free reign to do as they please, and the law-abiding have to jump through hoops for years, especially in New York City, to be able to carry a firearm. And I do warn them, because I'm telling them that. Remember, the one case, they showed it in the video actually, a bodega owner who was being assaulted by the boyfriend of a woman who didn't have the money to pay for her goods. And he ended up having to stab the guy. What happened to him? They locked him up and were about to give him, second-degree murder charges. So I talk to these bodega owners, think about it. You better be 100%, 1,000% correct when you pull that gun out and use it. Because any niche, the city will come after you. It's obvious they will. And that's the next problem they're going to have to deal with carrying these guns. But Let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time the video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.